How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Ever 17. This might be the last episode for Sora's run. I'm hoping. I don't really know, so it could be a long one. If it is an ending episode, they're always longer. But let's continue, shall we? Hopefully I've made the right choices to get that good ending as well, but we'll see. We transferred to the rest area. Everyone found a seat around the central stage. A ripple ran through the water on the floor. A wave smashed back and forth from wall to wall. This is serious. What are we gonna do? I didn't have any ideas. A few quite quiet discussions were going on. Yet, from where I stood, it seemed more and more people spoke, the murkier the answers became. From the beginning, it was the same debate repeated over and over again. Should we wait for help? Should we seek an escape route? All I could do was look to the ceiling. There was no sign that any bright ideas were on their way to my head. We were just waiting for the walls and ceiling to come crumbling down. Kid, what happened? Everyone be careful. Don't move, don't stand up. A deep moan rumbled through the room as the floor began to shake. A wave of fear ran through us. As soon as the shaking ceased, you... Don't worry, it's okay. Right, Sora? Yes, the shaking right now was... I believe it was only due to a large amount of activity from the thermal vents. On the ocean floor, it should only be temporary. But her facial colouring still hadn't returned to normal. Everyone looked around the room, exchanging glances. Just like that, nervous tension filled the room again. Not again. I decided to take charge. Alright, listen up, everyone. I rose to my feet and shouted to everyone. Listen, just stay where you all are. I'm going to check on the kiosk on the second floor. Everyone looked shocked as I yelled. Some jaws even dropped. They may have been half put off by me. Still, I didn't concern myself with that. No matter how stupid it seemed, I continued. I'm going above to grab some snacks for everybody. There's plenty up there, and we still should be able to eat it. It'll be a pain to get it later, so it doesn't make sense to let them go to waste. Alright, we're gonna eat here. Let's have a good time. Oh, that's right. Does anyone want beer? What? But... You raised your hand timidly. But we don't sell alcohol at the Lamu kiosks. We've had a lot of complaints about customers having bad hangovers due to the differences in air pressure down here. That's too bad. Well, hardly any of you look like you could hold your drink anyway. I guess it'll have to be juice. Excuse me, Takeshi? Now it's Kid who raised his hand. There are probably plenty of drinks at the chicken sandwich shop. That way you won't have to go above. There's canned juice and paper cups. Why don't I go and get them? Alright, Kid, you do that. Alright, leave it to me. The kid laughed. It seemed he was over the events from the day before. Hey, let me help. An excited Coco raised her hand, volunteering. Bow wow. I think Pee-Pee wants to help too. Great, alright. Let's go get the supplies. Sora, do we still have time? You asked Sora this in a small voice. I'm sorry, I'm not able to run an accurate simulation. There may not be much time, but we will be safe until 2 PM. That I can guarantee. Sora replied casually. Alright. You nodded and looked up. Kid, are you ready? Let's grab all the drinks we can carry. Okay, let's go. Oh, that's right. You slammed her fist into her hand excitedly and looked about the room. What about Tsugumi? Tsugumi? She's not here. What? I frantically surveyed the room as well, but Tsugumi was nowhere in sight. Where the heck did she go? And when did she leave? I believe Tsugumi slipped out of here just a short while ago. She seemed to have left for the second floor. There's nothing we can do. She'll be back soon, right, Takeshi? Yeah. Okay, everyone, let's get ready to party. Okay. Alright. Yes! Woof. Yeah. Let's party. Bow wow. I'd only thrown out the idea as a way to lighten the mood. And before I knew it, we'd had ourselves a full-blown party in the making. Well, whatever. It was better than having everyone mope around. Soon, Coco, Pee-Pee and I left to get the food. We took the emergency stairs. La 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 la. Woof. As we climbed the stairs, Coco sang some crazy song. You seem like you're in a good mood, Coco. Well, you know, I just get excited sometimes. Looks like we come to the climax. The damsel in distress is in a pinch and in waltzes our dashing hero. Young lady, you alright? Are you not injured? And there is our masked villain. I can't forgive you this, you evil scoundrel. Using my neutrino energy power, I'll kill you. Ah-yah! Oh, I can pretend, can't I? Huh? Takepion? Are you fed up with me? No. You think that I'm just a silly girl, don't you? Ah, so sad. Don't you want to see what kind of parents could have raised me? No, it's not that. Not at all. I must up her hair affectionately. Hehehe. If we were in a pinch like that, I'm sure someone would come to my rescue. I just couldn't help but think of how wonderful that would be. You know, what's wrong with dreaming like that? Yeah, you're right. You know, to tell you the truth, I'm thinking the same way. I think that someone might come and rescue us. I don't know about the neutrino stuff though. Yeah, you're right. Bow wow. We wanted to believe that a hero was on the way. And that went for Coco, Pee-Pee and me too. We reached the second floor. We turned down the corridor and entered the souvenir shop. Someone had beaten us there. Hey, is that you, Tsugumi? You're taking too long. Tsugumi looked a little miffed. Well, what does he want me to carry? What is it, Takeshi? You look like a pigeon caught in a shotgun blast. Oh, it's nothing. I was surprised you even said anything to me. Okay, let's get started. 1 hour later, we began our party in an elevated part of the rest area. Even without alcohol, the party was lively. The kid and I distributed the snacks and drinks to everyone. It was then that you volunteered to provide some entertainment. First she performed an impersonation of a strange old archaeologist, one who had a talent for cracking a whip. Then Coco came out in a makeshift sumo outfit and stomped her feet on the stage. Sora kept busily filling the room with hologram projections of rainbows. The rainbow-coloured bubbles that floated from the water's surface through the air were particularly pretty. After that, Tsugumi joined us. She added a little magic to the show as she dropped her hamster in her skirt pocket, only to have it reappear in her breast pocket. That really impressed the crowd. Though I knew about her hamster, Charmy, many didn't know Tsugumi kept a pet. The kid and I performed a comedy skit. We pulled out one-liners and impromptu gags which got huge laughter from everyone. Thank you very much. Thanks. Kid and I exited the stage to thunderous applause. That was great. That was absolutely wonderful. Better than I expected. Those two were perfect together. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Actually, I was surprised too that you poked fun at yourself using the truth about you losing your memory as a gag. Well, it's just how the skit flowed. It fit perfectly into our act. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, looks like I got nothing more to teach you. So go ahead and follow in my comedy footsteps. Sorry, I've already forgotten everything you taught me. Well, that's too bad. You should at least take notes. But never fear, I ain't taught you nothing yet. Is that true? And that was about it. The party gradually wound down. I then took a trip back to the chicken sandwich stand and brought sandwiches back for everyone. We all munched on hot sandwiches. These are good. It wasn't exactly ideal breakfast food. Everyone happily downed their food. If Lamu collapsed soon, I thought that could be everyone's last meal. Everyone understood that, yet said nothing. No, everybody understood, which is why they said nothing. Sora? I made up my mind to speak to her about the important things I had on my mind, right after finishing my sandwich. Yes, what is it? With a slight smile, Sora gazed at me. Her eyes were like a clear, cloudless sky. Well, it's just that when I saw her smile, I wavered slightly, yet I continued to speak. About yesterday. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, but... What is it? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Sora spoke brusquely. Sora? You're lying, right? You haven't forgotten, right? I know I haven't forgotten. It's not just something you just forget about. I realize it's not something you can casually address, but... Sora gave me a bitter smile. I'm sorry, Takeshi. I really do not remember the events of last night. What? I do not remember. I am sorry. I forgot them. There is a gap in my memory of a few hours. How? Why? You're lying. You've got to be. I didn't want to believe it. Listen, Takeshi, She laughed again and gazed out at the others around the stage. I love this. Seeing the people around me laugh, I love that. Right now, the MMIH is handling operations and will alert me if any troubles arise. I've been hoping that no trouble befalls us. It is my duty to watch over you all. When people return a smile, it warms my heart. And for that very reason, that's why I'm always able to laugh. That's how my creator made me. I didn't want to talk about herself as something made or how she was manufactured. Takeshi, please don't look at me as if you're gonna cry. Yeah, right. Fine. I wish that I hadn't gone overboard last night, but I was wishing for the impossible. What I did? Excuse me, Sora? Yes, Tsugumi, what is on your mind? Tsugumi was suddenly standing right between Sora and I. Tsugumi let out a nervous laugh. There's something I want to tell you in private. In private? Yes, please. It's about escaping this place. I have a proposal for you. Oh, this is how it went with the kids one as well. Is that so? What is it? You know of a way? Yes, I might be able to help in some way. I want to hear from you whether or not my idea is feasible. What? Wait a second. Tsugumi, Sora and I... Shut up, Takeshi. Tsugumi held out her hand as if stopping my mouth in one motion. I want to speak to Sora, alone. You don't mind, do you, Sora? No, let's go talk in the central control room. Right, let's go. The two got down from the stage and set off with very serious looks on their faces. Wait, hold up, you two. Don't go starting something without telling everyone. Why can't you just talk here? Takeshi? Tsugumi turned around and shot a sharp glare at me. Her eyes were ice. I told you to shut up, didn't I? Sora and Tsugumi turned their backs to me and left together. Things around me got quiet. What the hell? What the hell is going on here? I felt alone. Balled up the sandwich wrapper, I threw it as hard as I could. The wrapper fell in the water, creating a series of ripples. Takeshi, what do you think you're doing? You shouldn't litter, you know. You picked up the wrapper out of the water and twisted it around your finger. You know this place is going to be destroyed in a minute, and the entire place is going to be litter in the ocean. Who cares? It doesn't matter at this point anyway. I'm not that again. Quit your sulking, mister. I'm not sulking. I'm not sulking. If you say so. You shrugged and let out a deep sigh. Alright. I glanced over to the corner of the room and saw Coco and Kid climbing the statue. Looking over at them, you and I sat down on the circular stage. The reason is totally obvious. You don't have to say anything. Even if you look fine, I know it's just for show. I know you're depressed, Takeshi. Well, because, I mean... It isn't like that at all. Because... What's this because? Obviously you're hiding something. You said because. That's a little strange, don't you think? Come on, try to prove me wrong. I was pretending I was fine. Even I knew the reason was obvious. I was worried about her. You let out another fake sigh again. Well, if you're not going to tell me, do you mind if I ask you a question? Go ahead. As you wish. This time, I was the one to say. Okay, here I go. Well, hurry up already. What are you so angry about? I'm not angry about anything. Okay. The Kid and Peepee were playing sumo. Coco was the referee. I watched them. As you spoke. Hey Takeshi, you know about the malfunctioning in Sora's thought process? I don't know. No, wait, maybe I do know. Well, which one is it? I can't say either way. So you're one of those indecisive types, huh? Alright. But I can't talk about it. It's a secret between Sora and me. It was likely that Sora was jealous of Tsugumi and me. But I was pretty sure AI didn't understand emotions like jealousy. Always bothered by emotions that she didn't understand, Sora. Asking me to explain them to her, Sora. Sharp twinges nagged at my heart. Oh really, I see. It's a secret, huh? By the way, when I was out searching through MMIH, I found this out. One feature of Sora's system is the ability to engage in self-study, but she is unable to manipulate memories. What? What did you just say? She's unable by herself store information she accumulates through self-study. No, the part after that. She isn't able to manipulate or delete memories by herself. The only thing that can change is the priority she puts on information in her database. The only way to perform a system recovery is when the system crashes as a last resort. And only humans approved by the system can restart her. Meaning that she couldn't have undergone a system recovery last night. Sora? She told me the truth. But at the same time she lied. A computer program that could only accept yes and no, ones and zeros, had tried desperately to accept a contradiction. In a sense, AI is similar to people. You can pretend that it didn't notice something, but it's not easy for it to forget things. Why are you telling me this? I wonder. You said this sarcastically, playing dumb. Then she laughed mischievously. Listen, you. What? Even if Sora's memory was being stored somewhere above us, do you think she really wants to be rescued with the rest of us? What do you think, Takeshi? Of course, I want her to be saved along with everyone. Limu was Sora's eyes, her body. Even if her mind is in another section. If this part sinks, part of her will go down with it. And if that's the case, no matter what we do, there's no way to rescue her from here completely. Yeah, I really hope we can all escape together. It sure would be nice if that wish would come true. Yeah, it would. Coco and Peepee? I could hear splashes as they ran. Actually, a close friend of mine told me this once, but believe it, desire it, and it can come true. Believe it, desire it, and it can... What, is that something you read in a book? Well, not exactly. It's a sort of phenomenon. I don't know if it's true or not, it's just kind of like a hypothesis. Hypothesis? Yeah. It's called cure. 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 I pondered the word for a moment. Just then, everyone, we got trouble. Kid came running into the room yelling. Kid, where the heck did you just go? Problem? What kind of problem? Come on, we gotta go and stop it. Kid was breathing heavily, yelling between breaths. Stop what? Hey, explain what's going on. What happened? Woof. Coco and Pee-Pee came over to see what all the commotion was about. The central control room. Sora and Tsugumi were gone for such a long time, I went to go find them. They're arguing, yeah. And they were in a brutal argument, I remember this. I just couldn't watch, so This is bad news. At a time like this? Let's go, we gotta stop them. Yeah, we better hurry. Bow wow. The kid, Coco, Pee-Pee, you and myself. We sped along the wet floor to the central control room. Sora? Tsugumi? I pushed the button to open the door. We burst into the room. We found Tsugumi and Sora screaming at each other. Neither one would give an inch, they just glared at one another. It looked as though they'd been fighting for several minutes. The room was filled with tension. Beneath us? There aren't any floors underneath Drite's stock. We can't go down any further. Liar. You're lying. I saw down from Qual, and borrowing your eyes, I was able to access the MMIH. It took a while though. I finally got proof. There is more to Lamu below us. There's another installation other than Lamu, and it's right below us. Really far down. I'm right, aren't I? I can't answer that question. Don't tell me that, just answer me. I did a tooling test and I found out that you really are AI. As long as you aren't blocked by a protect routine, you have to answer humans honestly. That's part of your function. It is impossible to get there using normal elevators. The only way there is through a locked door. That room. Himmel. That's your name, isn't it, Sora? We aren't getting anywhere just sitting around. We're fighting against time. The truth is behind that door. Tell us the password to that door. The one leading to Himmel, Sora. It is true. That Himmel in German means sky, or Sora in Japanese. But Tsugumi, I don't have the security access to open that door. I'm sorry. That's a lie. It is not. Some AI you are. You think I'm stupid? You think you can fool me? It's not a lie, I'm telling the truth. I don't have any information on what's behind that door. Stop it. Coco jumped between them. Stop it, both of you. Both of them flinched for a moment, but continued to look bitter. Coco. Coco. Stop it, okay? Please? Coco, this is between Tsugumi and me. Get back, Coco, or I'm really gonna get mad. Why? Tsugumi? Sora? Stop it. Why are you arguing? This isn't an argument. We aren't... You're lying. It's a lie. We shouldn't be fighting. Large tears welled up and flowed from Coco's eyes. The tears had a freezing effect on Sora and Tsugumi. Coco started gasping. She suddenly ran to the corner of the console. Or rather fell there. She leaned against the console, barely able to support herself. Coco's body was shaking slightly. Her lips trembled. I could see that her lips had gone pale quickly. It was different than crying. Coco? Hey, what's up with you all of a sudden? Yep. Coco's lips were suddenly stained red. Coco? The kid opened his eyes wide, looking shocked. Coco? Blood was flowing onto the floor of the control room. It wouldn't stop. It kept falling from her mouth. What's happening? Coco? Coco shook her head and trembled violently. She had her hand to her mouth, desperately trying not to cough. It can't be. These symptoms are... Sora looked as if she were about to panic. Symptoms? Who cares about that? Tsugumi screamed, furious. Can't you tell if this keeps up, Coco's gonna... Coco, hang in there. Takeshi, what are we gonna do? Hang on, everyone, don't panic. You gotta stay calm. I screamed out in a loud voice to everyone. Just calm the heck down, okay? Oh wait, maybe I need to calm down too. Whew. Everyone took deep breaths, trying to settle down. Coco, just relax. You're gonna be okay. Alright, Takeshi. Steadying her trembling eyes, Coco looked at me firmly. Good girl. Now hang on to me, Coco. I turned around and thrust my back toward her. Can you get on? Yeah. Pee-Pee looked worriedly up at Coco. We're going to the infirmary on Zwite. Okay. Woof woof. I realized I was holding on to Coco. We were rushing up to Zweigstock some 56 feet above us. I held Coco on my back with you and Tsugumi supporting her from the sides. Sora went ahead to guide us and the kid followed a short distance behind. We emerged at the second floor emergency corridor. Which was it? Left or right? Straight ahead. Okay. Don't run so fast, stop shaking her so much. I know, just pipe down, would you? Coco was groaning in pain on my back, but I could still make it. There was no way I was going to fail. I wasn't going to say, it's no use, we're too late. I wasn't going to let anyone else say it either. As long as there was some hope left, I wouldn't give up. I took a shortcut to the nearest elevator and rushed Coco to the infirmary. I'm going to scan her, so put her on the table. You pointed to the LMRI. Tsugumi and I laid Coco down flat on the table. Coco continued to breathe in her short, shallow manner. Although she'd stopped coughing up blood, she seemed to be in a lot of pain. Her body lay still. The arm of the LMRI soon came to life and started a laser scan. The kid came up to the side of the table and stared at Coco, looking as if he would burst into tears. Sora, put the results on the screen, so everyone can see them. Okay. Suddenly a few holographic windows appeared in the air. Images including thermal scan, ultrasound analysis, showing cross-sectional representations of her body, and laser sampling were all displayed one after another. Of course, none of us were doctors, so there was little we could understand about her condition by looking at the pictures. All we could do was wait for the scanning equipment in MMIH's system to give us an answer. We stared at the images that flashed by on the screen and prayed. Then, the results suddenly appeared. Tief Blau, 2007, revision .17. TF Blau? We heard about that already. Huh? What'd you say? No. Sora hurriedly shut down the holographic window. She bit her lip and stared down in shock. Her expression showed how serious the situation was. Sora? What's wrong, Sora? If you don't tell us, we won't know what's going on. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. What? What don't you believe? Coco's been infected. Infected? What? It's... Sora was unable to suppress her agitation and opened her mouth hesitantly. TF Blau. It's a powerful virus with a very high mortality rate. TF Blau? TF Blau? Coco? Coco? The kid ran over to Coco's side and held onto the table. Coco, hold on. No, don't you die on me. He held on to Coco's arm as she lay there unconscious. Open your eyes, Coco. Please get up. The kid grabbed a hold of Coco's shoulders and shook her violently. Hey, cut it out. Stop it, kid. I pried his hands off Coco and pulled him away from her. What are you doing? Jackass, calm the hell down. What do you think you're going to accomplish, huh? And Coco's gonna... She's gonna... If we don't do anything, Coco's gonna die. The kid groaned in despair. Calm down, there's gotta be something we can do. Don't get crazy, let's just calm down and think. The kid somehow quieted down. He breathed heavily and glared at me. What do you think we should do, you? Don't ask me, I have no idea. Sora, isn't there anything we can do? If we take emergency measures, it is possible. But in order to do this, whatever it takes, if we don't hurry, then... You stopped yourself just short of screaming out. Please, Sora, you're the only one who can help us. Please tell us what to do. You'll need serum. A serum to lessen the symptoms. Serum? What kind? It's... I don't know if it's here or not. What? You ran up to the wall and opened a shelf filled with medical tools. You repeatedly asked Sora about the contents as she tore through them. What about this? No. It isn't this one? No, it's not. How about this one? Not that one either. That one isn't it either. You dropped bottle after bottle of medicine onto the floor. Many of them exploded into pieces when they hit. What are we gonna do? What should we do? Answer me, Sora. I'm sorry. Pee-Pee came over to me and whined softly. Oh, Sora's face suddenly changed colours. Pee-Pee, bring that over here, quickly. Huh? That thing that Pee-Pee has in its mouth, that's it. What? I quickly snatched whatever it was out of Pee-Pee's mouth and lifted it up. This? It's the serum. It was a transparent capsule with orange liquid inside of it. How do we use it? Break off the tip and inject the contents into Coco. Okay. You, do your magic. You ran over to where I was and grabbed the serum out of my hand. Coco held up a shaking arm. You silently inserted the syringe into her arm and administered the serum. After a few minutes... Although it was gradual, Coco's breathing became more even, and the tremors in her body settled down. It looks like it's taking effect. Her condition has improved somewhat. The danger seems to be over for now. Thank goodness. Both you and Sora look relieved. You looked as if she would cry. The kid looked up and let out a big sigh of relief. Tsugumi stared at Coco in silence. Hey, Pee-Pee. Who would have thought you'd find this serum? When did you get this? Where'd you find it? Pee-Pee whined pitifully. Alright. Everyone gathered around the LMRI where Coco slept. Sora, tell us what you can about the Tief Blau virus. That's the first time I've ever heard of it. Does anyone else know anything about it? When I asked the question, you, the kids, Tsugumi, even Pee-Pee all shook their heads. You said it has a high mortality rate. You don't have any idea when or how Coco got this, do you? I don't care if it's only a guess, or if you give me only the limited data you have. I just want to know. Coco came down with this out of nowhere. It doesn't help the rest of us to be ignorant. You are right. Sora got a strange expression on her face. After thinking for a moment, she gave us a wholehearted explanation. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know about the Tief Blau virus. A heavy silence descended upon the emergency room. Every once in a while, the sensor from the LMRI would sound out Coco's vital signs, the only noise to echo through the room. Tief Blau, or TB, was... Sora started talking softly. TB was developed at a research facility under Lamu. It is an extremely deadly virus. A research facility? Under us? Yu's eyes opened wide. Yes. There is an installation called IBF right below us. IBF? I knew it. Tsugumi frowned. Well, it looks like the AI's programming can change after all. If the situation gets critical enough, we can actually get information we need. I guess it isn't in your programming to keep a secret when someone's life is on the line. I'm sorry, please continue, Sora. After shaking her head lightly, Tsugumi let out a sigh. Okay. The management company that built Lamu is Blau Pharmaceutical. Its research facility is IBF. 357 feet beneath Lamu, there are thermal seafloor vents. Living there are special microbes which cannot be found in any other environment, and Blau Pharmaceutical created a research institute in order to study them. It is called IBF, Institute for Biologic... oh my god, Forschung. German words. Translated, it means Institute for Biological Research. I can do that. Lamu and the research facility. Of the two, the first to be built was the research facility. Building a theme park was apparently just a front. The researchers of IBF were listed as managers of Lamu and were able to come and go as they pleased. That way nobody would suspect that there was an actual research facility. At the same time, they could also get much needed funds for research. If they set up a successful theme park, they could get pretty much all the money they needed to run the research facility. So Blau Pharmaceutical continued to carry out research into bacteria and viruses on the bottom of the ocean, 357 feet underwater. The existence of IBF is highly confidential. Only a select number of people know about it at Blau, even at Lamu. IBF and Lamu are controlled by separate computer systems. Even I am only given limited information. I only became sure of IBF's existence after connecting together fragments of information from this accident. Oh. Anyway, there is a strange and deadly virus called TB they're doing research about at some research center under Lamu. That's probably in order to find a cure for TB, right? Yes, you're probably correct. In addition, there is a medical center there that is far superior to this one, at least from the information I can gather from MMIH's database. It appears that they have a new type of high pressure oxygen treatment device there. And if we can treat her with that, her leukocyte or white blood cell activity should increase. That should ease Coco's condition somewhat. We might even encounter some more of the serum that is effective in stabilizing the symptoms. The orange one that we found previously. IBF, huh? Can we go there? How do we get there? Wait, the kid interrupted with a shout. Wait, this is crazy. Why would Coco suddenly come down with TB? It doesn't make sense that she'd come down with an awful virus all of a sudden. You don't think that's strange? Well, I mean, if it's, airborne, then that means one of us has to have it first, right? Unless it's been incubating for the last 5 days or however long we've been here. But that means we probably all got it then. You don't think it's strange? Yeah, but even if we want to help Coco, there isn't any equipment here to do that. The only lead we have for treating her is that research facility, IBF. We'll have to look for reasons afterwards. What we can do now is trust what Sora tells us for now. She isn't good enough at lying to make up something like this, right? I'm sorry for doubting you earlier. I believe what Sura's telling us. Sugimi smiled slightly. Thank you. Sura nodded sincerely. Yeah, I believe it too. We can't just sit back twiddling our thumbs. Let's consider the best option. I looked at you and Sura and nodded. Does this sound good to you, kid? Yeah, okay. Alright then. So that's decided then. We're going to IBF. It's the only chance we've got at saving Coco. However, in order to get to IBF, we have to get through Himmel. And Himmel's door isn't open. I don't care, we're going. We don't have any other options. Show me the way. It might not work. But we know that... But we don't know that unless we try, right? Hey kid, give me a hand. Okay. I picked up Coco's inert body and carried her piggyback. We went down the lift and to the cramped emergency corridor. Sugimi and the kid supported Coco, who was on my back from both sides. Sura and Pipi went on ahead. You brought along a first aid kit, just in case. We were headed for Drite's stock, some 17 meters below. We made it to the 3rd floor. We ran as quickly as we could to where the locked door was waiting for us. Using all the strength we had and all the power of our prayers, we flew forward. Here we are. And with that, we're going to have to wrap this one up. But guess we're not at the end after all. Looks like we've got a wee ways to go yet, and we actually might find out what's behind the Himmel door. Well, I mean, she told us what's behind the Himmel door, but we haven't had a chance to get beyond it yet. We've seen it in every run, but we've never opened it. We might not yet either, but who knows. We'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.